Lisa from Contempo Coding. I wanted to discuss today a question that's come up quite a bit recently. What is the difference between the professional edition and the expert edition of the CPT manual? It just so happens that I have both editions of the CPT manual with me today, so we can look over some differences of what is in the CPT professional versus what's in the CPT expert. Now, this version of CPT is the professional edition, and it boasts that it has the CPT guidelines in it. The other version is the CPT expert, which boasts that it has the Medicare guidelines in it. Now, what does that mean? Well, first off, what are the CPT guidelines? If you look at the CPT Professional Edition manual, it will give you all this wonderful guidelines, further defining the information that you will find in CPT. This information is not found in the Expert Edition. If you go to that same section in the Expert Edition, you'll find that those sections that further define the guidelines of CPT are not present. What it does have is a lot of the Medicare guidelines. If you flip to the back of the book, you'll find things like Medicare's unlikely edits, which are available online. So you might be thinking to yourself, why would anyone need to buy the CPT Expert Edition? Well, here's a couple of reasons why. First off, you might be such the expert that you already know all the CPT guidelines, and you're more focused on the Medicare guideline aspect of it and want to take benefit from the fact that this book is cheaper. Someone who's working in a billing role might also not need to know that in-depth of the guideline, and they might prefer to just go with something that has the more insurance Medicare specific information in it. I can also tell you that I used to be in charge of ordering all of the coding manuals for practices in a very large hospital group. We had dozens of practices, and some providers and practices insisted that they had to have a CPT manual. But if you went into the practice, you would find that the shrink wrap from the previous year's edition was still intact. So that might be, from a cost-saving perspective, effective for situations where someone insists that they have to have a CPT book, but they might not just use it appropriately. The Expert Edition does also include some cool information that the Professional Edition doesn't, like RVUs and global days. It does still provide information about sites to CPT assists from the AMA and some cute little images as well, but doesn't have the in-depth thing even as far as table of contents that the Professional Edition does. If you are someone who's working in the role of a coder, I would really suggest getting the Professional Edition. If you're someone who works more on the billing, insurance end of things, I would say maybe go with the Expert Edition. And I'm not saying any specific publisher is better than another. I have some that are from the AMA. I have some in the past that are from Optum. They all do a fantastic job. I hope you found this video helpful. Hit that subscribe button and you can get updates then whenever we post these really great coding videos. And be sure to check us out at www.contempocoding.com. I'll include the links below.